Hi everyone, welcome to the episode 2 of the process files in Python using the with statement. As I mentioned in my last video, I will show you how to create, write into and read from a CSV file. By the way, CSV is for comma separated values file format, with comma being the default delimiter. Or let's get started by using the Python CSV module to process a CSV file. We'll then take a quick look at using Pandas to create a data frame that will be used to process and work around a CSV file. This will be an introduction to data science, which we will delve into in future videos. I plan dedicating a playlist to this. All right, let's get to the idea and let me show you how to create a CSV file using the CSV module. This is shipped with Python already. So what we just need to do is we first import the CSV module, import then CSV. After importing the CSV module, the next thing we need to do is using the with statement and open like we saw in my first video. The next thing we need to do is set the name of the file account.csv because it's going to be in CSV format. Then the next thing is the mode, which is going to be write. And the next argument takes is say new line. Let's give it just quotation mark, single quote. And outside the bracket, we have to give this stuff, the file to a file object, as I'll be naming it account, which is the object we really want to process. Then the CSV module or library has a writer function that really does the actual writing. So let me show you how this works. The writer function, let me give it to a variable. Let's say account writer equal to CSV dot, then the writer function now. What are we writing into? We are writing into our account. Then the next thing we need to do is when I'm going to pick this, use this writer function, which has a write row method that writes each line of the text. So let's say account writer dot write row. I will be writing each row step by step. And what I'm writing is a list of person's account number. Account details. The first thing in the list is the account number, then the name of the person, for instance, James. It's a dummy account, James. Then the person's account balance, as let me give him 88.98. Then in order not to waste our time, I have something typed already. Let me just copy and paste here. So let me paste here. All right. I have something here. Let me delete it immediately so that it won't affect what we are creating already. Delete. Running this will create an account.csv format. Okay, let me push the play button and let's see what we have. Yeah, we have this right here. It's beautiful. We have the account name, the account numbers, the account names, and each person's account balance. That's done. The next thing we can do right now is to read from that file, right? How do we read from the file? This module has a reader function like the writer function. And how do we use the read function or the reader function to read from the account.csv file? The first thing we need to do in this with statement is to change to the read mode. Then the next thing I need to do is right now I would like to present this or output this in a tabular form. So I'll be using the print function, right? Like I have something already typed. I won't waste your time. All right. So then what do I need to do next is to use the reader function that will read from the file as let me call it account underscore equal to CSV dot reader. The file we are reading from is account. All right. Then the next thing we need to do is, because the content of the account.csv is in a kind of list, so I'll be using the for loop to iterate over the list. So for say record, for each record in account reader is colon to terminate that, and then we say let's create a different variable for each data we have in the record. All right, so the first thing is we have the account number. Let me call it account, then comma. We have the name of the person, and we have the balance, right, equal to record. Then if I'm going to print this out, what I just need to do is to save our time. Let me just copy this and then edit it a little. Copy this and v, and because there are variables already, I have a typo here. Because variables already, what we need to do is just impute the variable in the curly braces. Like we all know what the string format is. So the f string format is so we have the name, and the next last one is the balance. All right. So if I try to print this out, let's see what this gives us. All right, let me push the play button. Right. Beautiful. If we check in the terminal here, we have the account, we have the name, and we have the balance. So what this does is the reader, that's the CSV module reader function, picks the file and reads each line of the file and presents it to us like this. So that's how the CSV or the built-in CSV module works. All right, and like I promised earlier that we'll be processing a CSV file using Pandas. So we'll be using this same account. No, I won't be using this account from. We'll go and pick a data set from the internet. I'll be using the Titanic Survival Dataset, right? Which we'll be processing using the Pandas library. And for that exercise, I'm going to be using the Jupyter Notebook, right? I'll put in the comments below as the link to the dataset and the link for you to be able to download the Jupyter Notebook in the comment section below. So, and especially for you to be able to follow along with me. So let me launch my Jupyter Notebook here. All right. And sorry, apologies for people that like to use the light mode. I prefer to use the dark mode. So in this, what are we going to be doing? So let's get started by creating a new Jupyter Notebook. And the first thing we need to do is to import Pandas as PD, Shift and Enter. Then we need to import matplot library.pyplot as PLT. Same thing. Then, like I said, I will be using the Titanic Survival Dataset. We're going to be importing the dataset and we're storing it into a variable called Titanic equal to pd dot read CSV as the method we're going to be using. That's the Pandas method we'll be using, CSV open brackets. Then in colon, we'll just drop in the link to the dataset. This has gone to pick the dataset. If we try to run this, if we try to run Titanic, it's going to print every data in this dataset. But for us to save our space and time, we'll just be printing the first 5 and the last 5 data. in the dataset. So for me to print the first 5, what I need to do is just type in Titanic dot add, open and close bracket. This add method is going to print out the first 5 rows. All right. So like we have here, we have row names, survived, sex, age, and passenger class. The field names are not really good enough. I would like to change it to using Pandas column method. Let me show you how to do that. In the next cell, let's say Titanic dot columns equal to, so we create a list for the headings. We just call the first one name. Then the next one we call it survived. That should be in single quote, in single quote. Then the next one is sex. And the next one is age. And the last one is class. Right. If I run this now and try to run, try to run the add, that's Titanic.add to print out the first 5 rows of the dataset. Let's see what this gives us. Let's see if it has changed the fields or the field names. So let's try again. Titanic.add, and close bracket. Well, then let's print this. You can see that the names have been reformatted or edited to name, survived, sex, age, and class. It's really managing our space for us, and it's a lot more readable. Right, let's try to check out what the last 5 rows. And like I said, this is just an introductory to data science, just a quick look into data science. We'll be doing a detailed video or some series on data science using Pandas and some other libraries. All right, so let me show you how to print out the last 5 rows of the data set. So let's say Titanic dot tail. Tail is another method in Pandas. If I run this, gives us, like, in the dataset we have about 1309 rows in the dataset. So that's why we have when we printed out the head, we have from 0 to 4. Then the last 5 are from 1304 to 1308. The next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be using what's it called? We're going to be using the matplot library to create an histogram of the age. So how do we do that? It's as simple as this. Just say Titanic instead of giving it to a variable. Just let's go straight by doing Titanic that histogram. East like that, open bracket. Then let's print this out first and let's see what it gives us. Or no, let's just create everything once. We'll be making each histogram like 0.75 width wide. And how do we do that? We use this takes an argument of r width equal to, let me make it 0.7. Then for me to give the histogram title, then the y-axis a name, and then the x-axis a name, I'll be using the pyplot title model, plt dot title, open bracket. What title am I giving it? Let's say histogram of the Titanic dataset. Let's have this in single quotation mark, histogram of the Titanic dataset. Then I'll be giving it, I'll give that, say, just values. And the second to the last thing which we'll be doing is plt dot y label. I'll be giving this, say, just the frequency. I'd like to use single quotation marks, frequency. Then the next thing I need to do to finalize this job is to show the histogram, the show. So let me run this and let's see our beautiful histogram. Wow. Yeah, yes. So this is what we have. We have an Instagram showing us the detail of each person that survived in the Titanic stuff that happened 1900 and something years. So, like I said earlier, this is just an introduction into data science. In the future, I will bring into you videos detailing what data science is all about. I might not be able to give you everything, but right in the comment below, I'll be sharing with you some links to help you read up and see, have an idea of what we'll be doing in the future. Thank you very much for staying with me. And if this video made sense to you and has provided some value, you subscribing to my channel is one kind of thank you that I will appreciate, as in sincerely appreciate. Then also, do not forget to like my video, press the notification bell so you can be notified once I drop a new video. And if you have any questions, critiques, or feedback, or some other comments, kindly drop this in this comment section below. Thanks and God bless you. Bye for now.